Welcome Kumas to another World of Warcraft guide. You're here with Kuma. This time I'm going to be showing you what add-ons I use for WoW Legion. Now, I haven't actually leveled to 110 yet. I am only level 101. It is a little embarrassing since it's, I think, week 2 of WoW Legion, or is it week 3? So, life unfortunately sucker punched me in the face even though WoW Legion got released, so I'm a tad bit behind. So this is not a gold guide, but it is a guide nevertheless because a lot of people have been asking me what add-ons I use in a lot of my videos, and even though I answer as many of those comments as I can and always put a comment in the comment section that explains what it is, more people keep asking, so here's the video. Now, these add-ons are in no particular order of importance. They vary from auctioning add-ons to item add-ons to PvP add-ons to item add-ons. They're like just totally random. They're just the add-ons that I personally use. There are different types of add-ons that do the same thing, and there are some add-ons like that I do not use, but that's more of a personal choice. So I'm just going to be sharing the add-ons that I use that you guys might be interested in, at the very least trying, just because they do the job. Okay, the most popular one that everyone has been telling me ever since my WoW Garrison Gold Guide has been Master Plan. Thank you guys, I do have Master Plan. What Master Plan does is that it allows you to complete all your Garrison missions in one click. So if I click complete all, it loots all the missions, gives me all the loot with one click. And then I just click little done. And it also lets me assign the best group possible to get the best result. You just click this little eyeball here that looks like the dungeon finder, and it tells you the best group combinations that you can do, which in this case is 2400 garrison resources, and then you start the mission. That is essentially what Master Plan does. In a nutshell, not many people are going to be using the Garrison, but I personally use it because I think it's useful, because I can always buy nice little items with my Garrison resources, and it's virtually free, so all of my ults are sitting in the Garrison, and they are doing this on a regular basis, but, you know, it's up to you. Another add-on that I like a lot is the Trade Skill Master. Now, Trade Skill Master is a collection of several add-ons, but the one in particular that I love a lot is Trade Skill Info, or as they like to call it, Trade Skill Master Info. Trade Skill Master is also known as TSM, so if someone ever says TSM, they're talking about Trade Skill Master. Now, what this add-on essentially does, it has two add-ons. Well, two components. One component tells you how many of a particular item you have in your inventory, as well as its vendor value. Now, in this case, if I scroll over my Dranic Dust, it tells me exactly how many of these items I have across all my characters on the server, which in this case is 47,832. It tells me the current market value on the AH, which is 2 gold, 47 silver, and 90 copper. It tells me the regional market value, 1 gold, 19 silver, 78. And it also tells me the regional average of daily sold items. In case I really wanted to flood the market with these things, which I do not, but it gives me this info. Unfortunately, Dranic Dust does not have a vendor value, but all these greys do. In this case, it tells me that this item will sell for 7 gold, 77 silver, and 51. If I hold down shift while scrolling over an item, it will give me the info for all the items that I have in my inventory. So in this case, I have 60 of these sticky violet substances, which vendor for 20 silver, 97 copper. If I hold shift, it tells me that all of these are going to sell for 12 gold, 58 silver, and 20 copper. That is beautiful, because it lets me know exactly how much gold I'm going to get from vendoring it, and I don't have to vendor it in order to see that. That comes particularly handy when you scroll over a blue or an epic and you're trying to decide if you're going to vendor it or disenchant it. In this case, the vendor sell price is 30 gold and 5 silver, whereas the disenchant value is 17 gold. Obviously, I'm going to vendor it. In this case, however, the disenchant value is 31 gold, whereas the vendor value is 6 gold. I'm going to disenchant it. And for items that I have on the AH, such as these Greater Stamina Taladites and Greater Mastery Taladites, it tells me how much they sell for on the market today. The way TSM gets these prices is through a program that you have to download separately and hook up with your add-on. So you're going to have to install the add-on as well as install a program on your computer, which you can update however often you want. I update it every single morning or every time I turn on the computer, and it updates the prices on my add-on. Now, TSM is an awesome add-on because it also has a crafting component for your professions. What it does is, instead of having to open every single profession separately, you can just click on this little arrow down here, open up your cooking, and it'll ask you, would you like to automatically create some groups? I say yes, and it groups it. Fish dishes, old world recipes, things like that. My cooking is pretty bad here, But my tailoring is beautiful because it creates all these groups. It's got all my armors, it's got my reagents, it's got my other. The most beautiful one is usually the bags, because it puts all your bags in one little slot, so you don't have to keep scrolling through. They're all in one little location. You've also got a search bar. So you go bag. Poof, all the bags come up. Now, Hexwave bags, it says I'm losing 4,700 gold for every single one I create. But I say, fuck you, I do whatever I want. You're not my dad. There we go. So TSM is pretty handy. I don't use all the components, but I use a few of them. Trade Skill Master has a few. So you've got the Trade Skill Master core, which you need. And you've got the App Helper. It helps with your add-ons and your apps. You've got your auction and auctioning. That's the auction component. I leave it on, even though I don't use the auction function of TSM. I use Auctionator, but it doesn't conflict with it, so it works fine for me. I've got the crafting, and then you've got the WoW auction, which I don't actually use. Now, another beautiful add-on which you should get is called Sell Junk. As the name may suggest, it automatically sells your junk. Let's take a look. If I right-click this trader, it's going to sell all my junk in my inventory. Bam! All sold. You can automatically set it to sell all your junk, or you can just sort of walk up to the vendor and left-click the little sell junk icon. It adds this little icon to all the vendors that buy junk, but in my sort of case, I like to let it do it automatically because it just lets me clear all the junk from my bags every single time I right-click a vendor. Now, another add-on that I like to use is Auctionator. I started using Auctionator because Auctioneer stopped working just before the WoW Legion pre-patch, and I'm too lazy to use TSM. Auctionator, like a lot of auction mods, has several functions. One of these functions is the buy tab. Now you've got this little tab here where you can search for items. In my case, I am going to search for, I don't know, Black and Dragon Scales. There we go, Black and Dragon Scales, search. It shows me the price of Black and Dragon Scales. It says that I can get 24 of them at 2 gold and 6 available fragments for 23 gold. So in this example, I actually want to buy these Black and Dragon Scales. So I click on it and it tells me it has 1 stack of 2, which costs 4 gold. That's 2 gold each. I click buy, hit buy. I did it! Now it has another one which is 3 gold, a 1 stack of 6, 18 gold. Now I don't particularly need these, but I'm going to buy them just so I can show you guys how it works. Buy. Beautiful add-on, isn't it? Quite simple, user-friendly. You do not even have to calibrate this thing, and you can use the buy function. There is also a sell function, which I love using because it is very handy. All you have to do is just basically grab your item. Ooh, I said basically for the first time. I'll try not to. You grab your item, you drag it, you put it in the window, and it's going to put the buyout price based on what it's for sale in the auction house. At the moment, the last one that was on the auction house was listed Wednesday, September the 7th, which is about 5 days ago. And this is how much it was listed for. So based on that, it's recommending that you list it for the same price, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to list 1 of 8 stacks of 1. I don't want to list 8 stacks, I want to list 1 stack. So I'm going to put 1 stack of 1, create auction, and the auction is created. See, nice and user-friendly. I'm going to do the same thing with the purple one. I'm not going to look at its name, I want 1. There's 3 stacks of 1, 2 stacks of 1, 1 stack of 1, and 1 stack of 1. It undercuts by not a lot. If you open up your option tab, it lets you choose the settings. I always choose my undercut to undercut by a single copper. That's because I'm a cheap bastard. You can set it to be whatever you want, but I like it to be 1 copper. That's just me. Now, another add-on that you guys should get is an add-on called Postal. Postal, as it may suggest, is a post add-on. It can do a variety of functions. It lets you pick which pieces of mail you wish to open. I've selected these 2 and I click open. It's only going to select those 2 pieces of mail and open them up. You've also got the open all function, which if I click will open all the mail. But there are certain parameters that you can choose. So if you click this little down arrow, it will let you choose the parameters of the mail it's going to open. AH related, non-AH related, and other. What I'm going to do is disable everything. So open mail from the postmaster, I don't want it. AH related. Open all cancelled mail, I don't want it. Expelled, I don't want it. Outbid, I don't want it. Auction successful and auction won. I want those ones. So I'm going to click open all and it's going to give me all the auctions that I've won. In this case, there are all these beautiful little panthers because I love stocking up on panthers. If you've seen my previous video, I love doing that. Now there's a few more left behind there, my auctions that have been unsuccessful. I am going to enable that. Auctions expired and auctions cancelled. Open all and it opens those items up too. It's a very user-friendly add-on. It's not going to take you long to work out how to use it, but it saves you a lot of time because you're not going to have to open up all these pieces of mail by holding shift and right-clicking, because that is boring. No one wants to be doing that. Sometimes I do it myself, but most of the time I let Postal do all the hard work. Postal is beautiful if you're doing auctioning. Okay, I'm gonna be nice. Even though I'm waiting in the queue. I'm gonna be a bad Kuma. I'm going to finish my dungeon, and then I'm going to show you how. Okay, that's just gonna be selfish. Hit you guys. Okay, I'm gonna show you why I love Postal so much. The best thing about Postal is it will keep opening your post even if it takes time for the new mail to refresh. Now, as we know, when you have mail in your mailbox, it sort of caps out at 50. So I am going to open up all these ones. And even though it's going to open up all the mail, it's going to continue opening after the mailbox refreshes. So if you're lazy like me and you have a lot of auctions, you can just click open all and it's going to continue opening even after it's opened everything, waited for about, I think, 60 seconds for the mailbox to refresh, and it's going to continue opening. So I've clicked open all, I'm not touching it. It's going to wait for the mail to refresh. It says, not all messages are shown. Refreshing mailbox to continue open all. Refreshing mailbox. The add-on itself will continue to refresh the mailbox, and as soon as it's refreshed, it's going to continue the opening process. So with one click, you can open up all your mail in your mailbox. It could be hundreds, it could be thousands. It's going to do it all. Unless, of course, you run out of inventory space or there's no more mail to open. See, it's continued opening even though I've touched absolutely nothing. It is an amazing add-on which I highly recommend for everyone to download. Now you might be wondering, Kuma, why the hell do you have so many goblin gliders? Well, that is my genius, isn't it? I've been selling these things. That's right. While everyone is too busy doing their leveling and doing their farming, I've been selling these goblin gliders for as much as 80 gold each. I know, right? I'm a scheming bastard. I am horrible. But I highly recommend you do the same. Sell your stockpiles of everything. That shit is overpriced. Sell it. You don't need to be 100 level, 110 and farming gold and skinning and mining to make money. No, just sell everything. As long as someone's willing to buy. I mean, look, they're even buying these hyper runes and stuff. Just keep selling. Now, these things have been selling surprisingly well. I mean, about 300 of these sell in a day, which isn't too bad. I mean, isn't it beautiful? These goblin gliders are a level 100 item, and people are buying them because there's no replacement in Legion. And we don't have flying mounts yet, so everyone's using a glider. It's beautiful. It's a complete market that no one's thought about. Well, except myself and a bunch of other people on the server, but you get what I mean. Another thing that you guys should be doing is selling bags. For the love of God, sell your stockpiles of bags. You can sell hexweave bags from between 1,000 to 3,000 gold, depending on your server. I've been selling between 1.5 thousand to 2,000 gold, and trust me, they sell. A lot of them sell. I've just been going like crazy and listing them. See, my add-on is telling me they're selling for 1.49k. I shit you not, I've sold a lot. Okay, maybe I've got a few left over, which I should open up. Let's open them up. This add-on is beautiful. Postal, you are amazing. And now we're going to let Postal open up successful mail. Hit it. Look at that. It's going to continue opening my mail for me. I love this add-on. Look at this. I don't even have to do anything. Now, while it's opening your mail for you, you can do something like grab lunch or dinner or whatever. You know what? I'm going to go to the kitchen, grab myself a snack while I'm opening up all my mailboxes. So, be right back, guys.
That's when you need to put yourself to the test and show us the passage of time. We're gonna need a montage, a sports trading montage, to show that thing.
Oh, my hexweave bag sold. That's good. Anyway, I'm back from my snack and my water and whatnot. Most of my mail's opened. I think so. Most of it's opened. And if I close it now, boom, it tells me that I've collected 118,828 gold, 57 silver, and 67 copper. It does the math for me too. Postal is amazing. Now, another one that I like to use is Atlas Loot. It's this little one here that looks like a lockbox. If you left click that, it lets you take a look at all the gear that drops in different places. It's a little bit like the Dungeon Journal, but it's a lot more user-friendly. Ooh, random battleground. Let's go in. Don't worry, we'll talk about the battleground add-ons after we do Atlas Loot. But essentially what Atlas Loot does, it's an encyclopedia for items that drop from different raids, dungeons, PvP rewards, and vendors. So if we open that up and say, for example, we want to talk about, I don't know, Warlords of Draenor, the one that we're most familiar with, and we want to take a look at what drops in Hellfire Citadel. We can see everything that drops in the Raid Finder version of the Hellfire Assault. Let's talk about Archimond. There we go, Archimond's here. So in the Raid Finder, these are all the items that drop from him. 865 items, nothing particular. Normal items, a bunch of junk and tokens, maybe a little bit of crystallized fel, echoes and doomfire, everything we sort of want. Heroic, and also mythic. It's essentially the encyclopedia of whatever drops at every boss. What I like to do it for is to take a look at transmog. I can see what items are going to drop at a particular boss, and that way I know whether or not I want to go there for transmog. Very good for old world. So let's go. What's good for transmog? I think Burning Crusade was always nice to us. Gruul's Lair. That's T4. Let's go to Black Temple. Illidan Stormrage. We want to see what drops from Illidan. Well, obviously we've got the Warglaives, which are beautiful, but we also got the Bow of the Betrayer, which we always love for our Hunter transmog. We've also got the Shield. And we can also sort of see what item level it is, what are the stats. We might not be interested in the stats for the old world items, but we might be interested in them for the Legion items. But it's mostly to help with my transmog running. And we can also see what drops from the trash mobs, the patterns, the tier 6 sets. It's essentially got everything. You play around with it for a while and you'll figure it out for yourself, but if you sort of go to the PvP section, you can sort of pick which season. Let's say season 1 of the Burning Crusade, you've got the season 1 stuff. All the season 1 weapons. It's not going to tell you which vendor gives it to you, but it is going to show you what it is, its item level and its stats. It's an encyclopedia of items that drops from different dungeons, raid, and vendors. It's really useful. I love it. Okay, here is BG Defender. This is what it does. You click the P, it lets you position it. You click the M, it won't let you move it. Now let's position it somewhere useful, like, I don't know, I always like to have it here. Now say I'm guarding a node, right? And I want to tell my teammates that it's safe. I click safe. And it says, mines is safe. Now say, for example, I'm a dick and I want to say there's 5 people at mines. I click it. Mines 5 incoming. Say I made a mistake, I click safe again. I've also got the help function, I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and over 5. That way I can say exactly how many people are coming. So instead of having to type it or rage, with one click I can essentially say exactly how many people are coming. If the node is safe, if the node needs help. It's a beautiful add-on. And these people are asking why the hell am I doing that? Well, I was bored. Now BG targets is this little beautiful thing. It shows the entire enemy team on a target. You can click them, you can see exactly what class they are based on the color, and you can see if they're a healer, DPS, or a tank. In this case, this healer is blue, which means Shaman. In this case, it's orange, which means Druid. Red is DK, pink is Paladin, white is Priest, yellow is Rogue, orange is Warlock. Wait, orange, that's not orange, that's purple. Purple is Demon Hunter. Gay! It's awesome. I love it. Sure, you might click once in a while, but you can bind it if you really want. I'm too lazy. Here we go. We've got someone coming here. I'm going to call for help ×2. Now they know that there's 2 people at the mines. I have a pop of my arrow. And I'm defending. How am I getting XP in a BG? I do not understand. Why am I so bad at this? Oh yeah, I gotta click this. That's my main attack. I'm just gonna stay here and keep DPSing. Even though I haven't used all my abilities properly. I am a bad hunter. I have not learned how to play MM yet. So do not make fun of my pathetic skills. They're dead, so I'm gonna say it's safe. Even though it's not. Okay, they're dead now. We all good? Yeah, we're all cool. Now, this little add-on that you see around me, this little bubble, which is the cast bar and my health bar and everything, that's a mod called ArcHude. It's the same thing, it's very user-friendly. It automatically creates this bubble around you. This is my health bar, it's green. This is my focus bar, or energy resource bar, which is the brown. Same color as this. I like it because I don't have to remove my eyes from my character in order to see my health. If I click on something else, their bar goes outside of mine, so I can also see their health as well as my health. And another beautiful thing is, it shows me all their buffs and dots on the outside. See, it shows me that he's stealthed. Shows me that he's on a mount. It's really handy. I love using it. It is a lifesaver. It's called ArcHude. I'm sorry, it's not ArcHude, it's IceHud. Oh god, they've changed the name. Same particular thing as ArcHude, but it's IceHud. You just click this little ice thing and you set up the positioning. It's not too hard. I set up as -110, but you can sort of put the vertical and horizontal position wherever you want. I put it -110, which is essentially right over my character. And I put it at 0 on the vertical. 0 being perfectly the middle. There we go. 0, 1, -110 right over me. 0 is there. Beautiful. Transparency settings. You can make it as transparent as you want, and you can set up the bars wherever you want, but I left those at default. I just positioned it over my character because that's the way I want it. I like my character being right sort of in the middle. Yeah, it's a little bit above me, but I like it being around my head. That's just a personal preference. You can have it under your character, above your character, on the sides. It doesn't really make a difference. It's up to you, whichever way you like to play it. I like to play this game. I like to play it this way. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know how long till the Alliance win here? Well, that's Deadly Boss Mods. Deadly Boss Mods has a lot of timers used for dungeons and raids, but it also has a battleground timer, which for some reason is disabled, but it is working on Sniper Wolf. I don't know how that works. But it is Deadly Boss Mods, and it does tell me the timer till the Alliance win. Now, if I shift left click, it's going to share it in the instance. It's useful for PvP. I like to have it on the top right corner because I can always see how long till we win, the Alliance win, how long till the flag's taken over, how long till we have to grab the flag before it's fully captured by the enemy. It's very useful. It's a lot easier than looking up here and going, Alliance has 2 bases, 727 resources, we have 1 base at 260. How long is that? It's simple. It just tells me 3 minutes, 45 seconds. It's sometimes off by 1 or 2 seconds, but it's as close as you're gonna get. Now, another mod that I like is Recount. It lets you keep stats on all the damage you do, the healing you do, the deaths you do, all that good stuff. So if I go to overall data and I look at myself, it tells me exactly how much damage I've done in this BG and what my top abilities are. So I'm 9th on damage, which means I'm the most useless in this battleground, considering that we've got 2 tanks and a healer. And I'm doing less damage than the tanks. But luckily for me, I am doing more damage than the healer, so yay for me. Even though the healer seems to be catching up quite quickly. Now, my top damaging attack is Arcane Shot, Mark Shot, and Explosive Shot. It tells me the exact percentages and the top 3 people I attacked. It's very useful for raids, but you can use it in PvP to see your DPS. You can also announce it. You can report the top 10 or top 25 people, say it in party, instance, raid, guild, officers, real IDs, whispers. You can sort of report the stats to anyone that you want. If I want to report it to my instance, I can. So for example, I go current fight. I go overall data. I want to look at, what do I want to take a look at? Right click, healing done, the DK. Report it to say top 10, and I report. And it tells me all the healing done. Let's say, for example, I want to change it to DPS. I right click, DPS, report, say, boom, top 10 DPS. That's how it works. It's Recount. If you want to delete the data, you just grab this little X, deletes the data. Easy. Now, another one that a lot of people like is Loot Appraiser. I use this whenever I'm going and farming things. All it essentially does is appraise your loot and keeps tabs of how much loot item value on your AH you have looted, as well as the currency you've looted. You can create a new session at any point in time by holding shift left click new session, and it starts the timer once again. Unfortunately, I am not looting anything, so it's not coming up with numbers, but it's what I used when I was doing my AQ20 as well as any other farms. It's easy to download, Loot Appraiser. It's just another add-on. Now, I personally do not use any bag add-ons just because I like the stock bags. I like to keep everything in the bag. I like it. I like to keep my hearthstones and my sort of special items and some gear here. I like to keep my not so special items in the hexweave bag on the second far left. On the third far left, I like to use consumables. On the fourth one is mostly gear, and my final bag is just sort of junk as I'm playing. That's just the way I like to do it, so I don't personally use any bag add-ons, but if I had to recommend one, I would say get Bagon, just because it creates a massive bag that combines all the space that you have, so that way you sort of don't have all these different bags, but I personally like the stock bags. That's just me. Oh no, I'm getting attacked. Help me. Uh-oh. Goddamn droids. Bastards. I'm gonna run away because I don't want to give him honor. And unfortunately, I don't have any traps. Fuck my life. Fucking druids, I hate you cunts. Fucking OP pieces of shit. Yeah, I didn't die, bitch! Great success! Another add-on which you really should get is one called BadBoy. All it does is, if someone's constantly spamming trade or chat, it's going to block their chat. And you can, with one click, report them for spamming or whatever. I use it just because it stops all those Chinese gold farming spams in trade. It's handy. Another add-on which you really should consider is called Storyline. Now that is the add-on that I am using for my Let's Play of World of Warcraft Legion on my Hunter. It essentially turns the text in the game from the quest logs into a Fallout style sort of speech bubble. I like it because it helps me pay attention to the story and lets me get more immersed into the storyline. It is going to waste a lot of your time because you're going to have to select through a lot of the options because it is Fallout style. But if you want to roleplay or you want to get immersed in the storyline, I would highly use Storyline. If you're interested in seeing it in action, you can watch my Let's Play of WoW Legion. That's the one where I level from 100 to 110, which I'm currently in the process of filming. Another add-on that I did like to use in Warlords of Draenor that has yet to be updated is XP to level. All it does is tell me exactly how much XP I have to get in order to get to the next level. At the moment, it is working fairly well, but it does tell me that I need 35 more quests in order to level, or 11 more Battleground wins. It's pretty cool. And it's telling me that I'm only 38% done through my level, and I should level in about another 4 hours if I actually try to level. This also bases it on your previous data. So if you're killing mobs very quickly and farming and doing quests, this time is going to go down, but at the pace that I'm going, it's saying I'm going to level in about 4 hours. Which is probably not true considering all I'm doing is running around AFKing and filming guides, but it's about as accurate as you're going to get. Based on the mobs that I was most recently killing, it's telling me that if I kill 218 mobs, I will level. Now, I was in a dungeon, so they were giving a little more XP than you would get outside of a dungeon, so that might not be entirely accurate, plus I am rested, so I'm getting double XP, but it does really give you a little bit of a guide on how well you're going towards leveling. But yeah, guys, those are the add-ons that I use when I play World of Warcraft. Are there any add-ons that you guys like to do, or any add-ons that I might have possibly missed? These are just the add-ons that I use. They've been working fine for me. If you have any add-on recommendations that you'd like me to try out, or maybe I should be using, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have any questions about the add-ons that I use, please let me know in the comment section below. But before you ask a question, please read the top few comments, because a lot of the people ask the same questions, and once I answer a question, if you would thumb that comment up, that way it's going to bump up in the comment section, so if someone has the same question, it can be answered. That way we don't have a million people asking the same question like we do with the other videos. Let's try to keep it nice and concise, neat and tidy, so everyone can get the info they need as quick as they can. So if you find an answer to your question in the comment section, give that comment a like. And why not give this video a like while you're at it, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to become a Kuma today. And be sure to share with a friend. I am going to be doing more WoW gold guides as soon as I hit level 110. At the moment, I am trying to level. Life has given me a little bit of, work, so unfortunately I've been unable to play World of Warcraft as much as I would like to, but I am really looking forward to hitting level 110 and hopefully making some gold. What I will actually be doing on my Hunter is possibly getting rid of leatherworking to become an enchanter because I really want to disenchant all the greens and blues that I get during leveling because this is my main and it is a lot of gold. So I would highly recommend looking at your professions while you're leveling because you can make a lot of gold. Gathering professions are always known to make a mint, especially during the early stages of an expansion. So if you're a herbalist, if you're a skinner, if you're a miner, you should be making bank. If you're an enchanter, make sure you're disenchanting those greens, blues, and epics and popping them on the AH because they do make a lot of gold. I'm going to be doing the same thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, Ninja Kuma out. Bye!